Hey man, what's up? This is Phil X. You're watching loudguitars.com. Yeah!
Dano, Loud Guitars, here with Phil X.
Yeah!
What's up?
Wow,
bro?
my ears are ringing. Sorry about that. Fuck.
That's okay. All right, so what's going on? You enjoying NAMM today or what?
Yeah, man, I played twice and ran into a bunch of people I haven't seen in a really long time. I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you. And then trying to check out new stuff as quickly as possible because there's so much here, you know?
Yeah.
Guitars. I mean, I'm not into guitars right now, like looking for a guitar, but you know, people come up with new shit all the time and you want to check it out, so that's right.
How many guitars?
And I'm looking at a lot of girls.
How many guitars do you have?
I don't even know. You know why? And it's not stupid. It's not like, well, fucking guy doesn't know how many guitars he has. I've been giving a lot away for like charities and auctions and raising money for really good causes and stuff.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
So sign them and ship them out and that kind of thing. So I lost count how many I gave away, so I don't know how many I have.
So from Toronto,
yeah,
relocate to LA.
Yeah, it's a long drive.
Yeah, it is.
And
it's a bit of a commute.
It is a commute. Well, yeah, if you go back and forth, it's a commute, right? If you go once and just stay there, then it's not really a commute.
What year was that?
97.
And what brings that on? Just
you know what? I was doing stuff in Canada, and I felt like I had maxed out the possibilities.
That's like post-Triumph, right?
Yeah, it was post-Triumph, and it was like kind of like I wanted to do my own thing. I didn't want to be a side guy anymore, and I wanted to just make music. And it just seemed like everywhere I went, nobody was getting it. So I thought, if they're not getting it here, they're going to get it someplace. And then where does everybody go? Music mecca of Los Angeles, right?
Cool, man. So talk to me about the drills. What's going on?
The drills. We just cut a video on iPhones. We went totally guerrilla style. The band footage is us playing is all black and white, noir 8mm app.
Awesome.
And then there's the concept is a girl. She's batting alarm clocks off of the ledge. So the song's called "Talk You Off the Ledge." And she's hot and just scantily clad. She's the star of the video, and she's in color, like really crazy color. So
while everything else is black and white.
So that contrast is good. Us being guys and her being a girl, that's a contrast too. And then you know. Her being hot and us being not. That's a contrast too. I'm into contradiction, man. All my lyrics are about contradiction.
Nice.
Okay.
Now, you're sitting at your house.
Yeah.
Phone rings. It's John Bon Jovi.
Well,
how does that happen?
YouTube, man.
YouTube.
YouTube. Guy sees me on YouTube. Gives my number to John Bon Jovi. His management calls. Yeah.
And that's that.
I mean, I actually really can't really get into details, but that's the avenue that was taken.
Right.
I mean, I always thought of YouTube as my best friend because not only do you get fans from it, but if you put some really quality material up on YouTube, not only are you gonna get fans, I get gigs and sessions and hey, you want to come and play in Dallas next week, kind of thing.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's an amazing tool. Also. You know that old saying, "You're your own worst critic."
Absolutely.
Not on YouTube, because some of those haters are brutal, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? At first, and I've talked to some amazing guitar players about this. There's some amazing. There's one of my heroes. I get to hang out with some of the guys that I grew up listening to, and he goes, "You know, I had to go fucking get therapy after I saw some of those fucking YouTube shit." Yeah. I'm like, the thing is. I could see that because you could get 1,000 messages saying you're my new hero, you're my new idol, I love you, you're right up there with Hendrix and Van Halen, and I'm like, wow, amazing. You get one guy that puts talentless hack, and you're driving around all day going,
that guy,
talentless hack.
What the hell,
what?
man?
You know what I mean?
I brought it.
So you know the guy, obviously, you come to realize that all these haters, they don't have lives, and this is what they do. They have to make other people feel bad to make themselves feel better. And it's all bullshit anyways, right?
It's all.
Because, you know what? It comes down to your family, your friends, and when you have fans that freaking love everything that you do, it inspires me. When people come up to me like today, and they go, man, I watch all your videos, you're so inspiring. I aspire to inspire because it inspires me. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense, right? But you know what I'm saying, right?
I love it, man. I mean, I've seen some of your stuff on YouTube where it's like you pick up a guitar and someone says, play Black Sabbath, play Led Zeppelin, and you're just winging it, and that's like a bit of pressure because I don't know how much covers, you know, or whatever. But
well, I learned a lot when I was a kid, but there's some songs that I just heard on the radio once, and they're like, "Hey man, play that song." It's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. When you think about songs, like, well, I learned so many songs when I was a kid, so I could go out and play in a cover band, that it developed my ear. So now, you know, I hear something on the radio once, or if I'm at Fretted Americana and I'm thing, and somebody goes, "Hey man, somebody wanted you to do this Chili Peppers thing." I go, I get it up on the laptop over there, and they play a couple of bars. Oh, I can do that, and then I do that, and then. If I screw up, I screw up. I don't take myself that seriously, which is I think a lot of people like about that.
It comes across very cool.
You know, like I don't give a shit. Yeah, come on. You know, that kind of thing.
So what's the difference when you are used to playing clubs and then all of a sudden you're playing arenas? Does everything change? Do you still prepare the same way? How does that work?
That's a good one. I'll give you an example. The last Bon Jovi show that I did was on a Sunday, and that was in St. Louis, and there was 20,000 people, and it was the last show. So John asked me to sing the second verse to "Dead or Alive." So it was a very, you know, like a monumental moment for me, right?
Cool moment, yeah.
So really cool moment. 20,000 people. I fly home, coach.
Go figure.
And then on Friday, I played the Roxy on Sunset with the Drills in front of 200 people.
Yeah.
And I'm as exhilarated because I just get to play. I get to sing. I get to do my thing. And it doesn't matter if it's 20,000 people or 200 people or 8 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I'm going to show you my shit no matter what.
Do you have a certain you know, practice etiquette every time before a show, like rip through scales, or are you just banging chords? What do you?
It's more like licks. Scales don't help me go on stage. I got to play stuff. I got to get my hands talking.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if I haven't played for a while, I got to get them in sync, and sometimes they won't be. So I'll do little runs like Flight of the Bumblebee, maybe the Crossroads thing from you know, the Steve Vai thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
That kind of thing where it gets your picking going crazy. That's a really good warm up for me. But what I do is I do it really, really slow. And
practice clean.
Super clean, super articulate. Okay, they're talking, and then speed it up. And then I don't even get to full speed. I just go, no, I'm ready to go on stage. It's all good. Because they're talking, you know, the hands are communicating, and I think that's really important, and I think that's where a lot of people lose it. You know, they get the legato hand going crazy, and they can't keep up with the pick, and then they wonder why everything sounds sloppy, and they need more gain on the amp. It's because they haven't spent the right time on the fundamentals, you know?
That's right. Now, are you still playing the Crazy Flip Stick?
Dude, I haven't played this Crazy Flip. Okay, wait. Prior to a bunch of powder shows that I brought it out for one song to do it, I was doing dive bombs, and all the 16-year-old kids in the front are going, "What's that?" And all the guys in the back, all the old guys in the back going, "Hey, a whammy bar." You know, it's kind of that kind of thing. But before that, I stopped using it, like, I think it was in, like, 91. I think Triumph was the last time I probably used a flip stick. Because I just felt like, you know what? First of all, I think any whammy bar compromises the tone of the guitar.
Absolutely.
Secondly, you get too used to it, and you know you're doing this, and everybody the vibrato and stuff like that. I love watching Jeff Beck use a whammy bar. That's style.
Just a little color.
That's style, man. He hits one note, and he's one of those guys that, out of all those guys way back when, I love Jimmy Page obviously, but Jeff Beck, man, he plays one note, and you know it's him, and not only do you know it's him, it makes you cry, that one note. It's unbelievable. There's so many of the guys from back then, you could be any blues guy playing a jam at the Unicorn in Toronto.
How somehow did we skip over this little endorsement with this guy like Tommy Lee? What about him? What about him?
He's going to be here tomorrow. Want to meet him?
Met him.
Tommy, oh yeah, so actually that's a really cool Hollywood story, because when I first moved to LA, it's kind of hard to jump into the industry, and there's 40 million other people that are trying to do the same thing. So you're working on your band and making your band stand out so you could get some recognition.
Get accepted into the club.
In the meantime, you're fucking painting, you're landscaping, you're working for a messenger service. So I was painting Scott Humphrey, the producer's garage, and he was producing Tommy Lee's first Methods of Mayhem record in 1999. And in true Hollywood fashion, Tommy walks in and goes, "Hey man, we need a guy to play guitar on this thing." And Scott's like, "Let's get Phil." And Tommy's like, the guy being in the garage? And this guy's like, yeah. And so I come in, and as soon as I started playing guitar, Tommy's like, dude, you got to play on the whole record.
Awesome.
And that turned into Rob Zombie coming by, going, hey, I hear what you're doing on Tommy's record. I want you to play on mine. And then it turns into, hey, did Alice call you yet? Alice Cooper, I gave him your number last week. And then 2 days later, Alice Cooper, producer, called me to play on Brutal Planet, and then it just started snowballing.
Snowballs, yeah.
I mean, and not only does it snowball in one direction, you'll get a call from a completely different circle about something else, and then you're playing on an Avril Lavigne record, and then you're playing on a Kelly Clarkson record, and then, oh, now there's an American Idol thing, so we're playing on the Daughtry record, and then Adam Lambert and Dave Cook, and it's crazy.
How long is the process from when you move to...
It's different for everybody.
It's different.
It's gotta be, man. Some people...
How long was your process?
My process was... Okay, I started... and this, I don't think it's... Like, I love playing guitar. I feel blessed that I get to play guitar every day. And I started composing, but I jacked the shit out of that composing. They're like, hey, we hear you write songs and we need, have you done commercials? Yeah.
Of course.
Do you have a reel? Yeah. Can we have it in a couple of days? Yeah. So I wrote, recorded a reel. I made like a Hot Wheels commercial. I made a Coors Light commercial, I made a Revlon commercial, I made a car commercial, and I just recorded them all in 24 hours and sent them in, and they go, this is great, can you work on this radio package? So I started composing. So while I was composing and working on records, I was still maybe landscaping here and there, right?
And
so it's true. And then what happened was...
Did you plant those onions?
and then what happened was, I'm finally doing a gig, and this is maybe from the point I moved to LA to maybe 4 years.
4 years.
4 years. This guy comes up to me and goes, hey man, you're really good, what's your day gig? I'm like, and I had to think about it, and I'm like, oh my God, I've just been making music for 8 months. And then since then, it's just been making music.
Awesome.
I mean, now I got a landscaper. No, gardener though, Miguel. But anyways, and it's funny because you meet a lot of people, and I respect a lot of musicians that still have day jobs, and it's funny because I have this one guy, and I'll do gigs. If it sounds like it's gonna be fun, over money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I'm doing this wedding gig on Tuesday, on Sunday, and it'd be great if you did it. It's not a lot of money, but it'd be a lot of fun. And I'm like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I'll come and do it. I'll take a little amp, take a couple of guitars, and have fun playing these covers with these guys.
Sure.
Meanwhile, I call the guy, and I go, hey, Chris, what's going on? And he's like, hey, Phil, what's happening? And I go, hey, man, can you come and look at my sprinklers? And he's like, oh. And then, funnily down the road, funny, down the road, after I called him to come and fix my sprinklers for like 4 months, which doesn't make sense, does it? You should just fix them once, it should work.
You would think.
Anyways, I call him up and I go, hey, man, and he goes, what's up? I'm like, yeah, can you want to do a cover gig with me, Kenny Aronoff, and Chris Chaney next Tuesday in San Diego for some good dough? And he's like, he's totally freaked out. It was awesome. But no, we did that gig, and we're actually all playing in San Antonio next Tuesday.
Awesome.
You guys want to go?
Let's do it.
Texas.
Are we driving or flying?
We're flying.
Then let's go.
Coach?
Yeah.
Damn. All right, man. Thanks, Phil.
Dude.
Awesome. Much
Dano!
appreciated.
Like, book 'em
Oh,
Dano.
look at that.
Hawaii Five.